Most small American towns have their share of legends, stories whispered by old folks, passed around campfires, or carved into the memories of those who lived through them. But the people of Cold Creek, Pennsylvania avoid talking about one particular story. They call it the Forgotten Door. In 1998, a family of four moved into an old two-story farmhouse that had been abandoned for nearly 20 years. The house sat at the end of a dirt road, surrounded by tall pine trees that blocked most of the sunlight. The new owners, the Carters, were excited for a fresh start. The father, Michael Carter, worked as a truck mechanic. His wife, Joanna, was a school nurse. They had two kids, 14-year-old Emily and 8-year-old Josh. The house was big, quiet, and cheap, almost too cheap. But the Carters thought they had just gotten lucky. They were wrong. The first sign. On their first night, the electricity kept flickering. Michael brushed it off as old wiring, but Emily swore she heard knocking, slow, rhythmic tapping coming from behind the walls. Her parents laughed, saying it was probably mice, but Emily knew the difference between the scratching of mice and knuckles on wood. Still, she said nothing more. Not yet. A door that shouldn't exist. 2 weeks later, while exploring the property, little Josh came running to Joanna, breathless and white as chalk. "Mom, there's a door in the basement." Joanna frowned. "Sweetie, we don't have a basement." But Josh insisted. He told her he saw a small wooden door behind the tools and old boxes in the storage room. That night, curiosity got the better of them. The whole family grabbed flashlights and went to check. Sure enough, hidden behind a stack of dusty paint cans was a small, square door about 4 feet tall, with peeling red paint and a rusty metal latch. Michael stepped forward, confused. "This wasn't on the house blueprint," he muttered. When he tugged the handle, the door didn't budge. It felt stuck or locked from the inside. That's when Emily whispered, "Why is it warm?" Everyone froze. The tiny door was warm to the touch, like something behind it was breathing. Things get worse. Over the next few days, strange things began happening. Emily would wake up every night at 3:17 a.m., the same time, to the sound of tapping. 3 slow knocks. Pause. 3 more. Josh refused to go near the storage room at all. Michael heard footsteps upstairs when he was home alone. Heavy footsteps, not the creaky shifting of an old house. Actual steps, too heavy to be Emily or Josh. One night, Joanna walked past Emily's room and saw her daughter sitting upright in bed, completely still, staring at the wall. "Emily?" she whispered. Emily didn't answer. Joanna shook her shoulder. Emily snapped out of it, gasping. I heard it again. The tapping. Always the tapping. Opening the door. By early August, Michael had enough. "We're opening that damn door," he said. "If there's animals inside, fine. If some squatter somehow got in, fine. But this ends tonight." Joanna begged him to wait for the morning, but Michael was stubborn. He grabbed a crowbar and headed to the storage room. Emily refused to let him go alone, so she joined him, flashlight in hand. Joanna stayed upstairs with Josh, trying to calm his trembling hands. Downstairs, Michael forced the crowbar under the tiny door's edge and pushed. It cracked open with a sharp snap. A foul smell rushed out, stale, rotten, like something had been locked away for decades. Behind the door was nothing. Just a narrow, dark crawl space full of dirt and cobwebs. The space led maybe 6 feet back and then ended in a solid brick wall. Michael exhaled deeply. See? Nothing. Just old insulation and dirt. Emily didn't look convinced. They closed the door and placed a heavy toolbox in front of it. For the first time in weeks, the house felt quiet. Too quiet. 3:17 a.m. At exactly 3:17 a.m., Emily woke to a sound she had never heard before. Not tapping, scraping. Long, slow scraping, like fingernails, coming from the crawl space door. She ran to her parents' room, shaking her mom awake. Joanna and Michael rushed downstairs, Emily behind them. Josh was already there, standing in front of the storage room door, tears running down his face. "It's open," he whispered. Michael's heart stopped. The toolbox had been shoved aside. The small red door was wide open. Cold air poured out of it. Michael pointed his flashlight inside. There was no brick wall now. The crawl space extended much deeper, so deep the flashlight couldn't catch the end. The walls seemed different, too. No cobwebs, no dirt. Smooth, damp, almost fleshy. Emily whispered, close it now." Michael slammed the door shut, but something pushed back from inside. Not hard, just present, as if testing his strength. He shoved harder, locking the latch, then he dragged the fridge across the room to block it. Joanna called the police, but when they arrived, the officers found nothing unusual, just an old door to a harmless crawl space. They left, shrugging it off, but the Carters didn't sleep that night, and when they heard the tapping again, this time from inside the walls of Emily's room, they knew the police couldn't help. Leaving Cold Creek. By early sunrise, the Carters had packed their things and left the house forever. They didn't try to sell it. They didn't care about the money. They drove away and never looked back. For years, the house sat empty. Eventually, a real estate company bought the property and sent a renovation team to inspect it. On the very first day, one of the workers broke open the tiny red door to clear the crawl space. He expected dirt. Instead, he found nothing. The crawl space was gone. There was only a solid concrete wall, smooth, cold, like the door and whatever was behind it had never existed at all. The final twist. In 2022, a new buyer purchased the land to tear down the old farmhouse. During demolition, workers heard something strange. From the pile of debris, beneath the broken beams, under the shattered wood, came 3 slow knocks. Pause. 3 more. When they checked the rubble, they found it. A tiny wooden door, peeling red paint, and still warm to the touch.